You're simply the best.
Miss Bianco is an amazing guidance counselor because she always gets back like right away when you need to see her about something, and she's incredibly nice and so understanding about everything.
Mr. Andrews is such a great AP Psych teacher because he's really passionate about the course and he doesn't give us busy work. Everything we do has a purpose and all he wants us to do is succeed on the AP exam and when we go to college next year. So thank you, Mr. Andrews, for all that you do for us.
So I really like Miss Cordo and her teaching styles because she makes learning really fun, but at the same time she gets us to do what we need to do. I think she's been a great addition to WH, and I hope to see her next year.
Miss Diogenes is a great teacher because she allows discussion in her classroom and everyone to share their opinions. And she's really nice enough to share her own experience and her knowledge. And even though her class can be difficult sometimes, she never gives up on her students. She always gives her time after class.
Dondero, a good teacher, is that he's always really supportive about the kids and he never gives up on them, especially when we have a really bad rehearsal.
Dr. Price is super easy to talk to.
She always helps me when I have a bad day and she's good at comforting me.
Miss Tester is the best person in the world.
I think what really makes Mr. Legg a good teacher is his passion. He's really clearly passionate about music and really passionate about teaching all the students. And through having that much passion, he really instills that in us and in our education as music students and makes me, at least to me, it makes me want to continue doing that more. So thank you, Mr. Legg. You rock.
Maestro is great because in class he always focused it on the real world and not just on what was in a textbook, and I really found that helpful for college applications. Thanks, Maestro.
Thanks, Mr. Fleck, for giving me the best 4 years of high school soccer that I could have and teaching me so much about the game that I didn't already know from all the years that I've played. It's been a great experience, and I just want to say thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Marino, for everything you've done the last 2 years. You really stepped up to the plate and took charge of DECA and helped us out a lot with the school store, and I learned a lot from your retailing class, so thank you.
Mr. Stefanski is always really friendly and funny, and I love his wife Carol, and so does Emily.
I like Mr. Amato. He's a great guidance counselor. He's friendly and upbeat, and he's very helpful with my schedule.
I like Mr. Vitello. He knows a lot about American history. He's passionate about his job, and he does a great Mark Wahlberg impression. So.
I like Mr. Casey because he's great at art and he's encouraging to his students.
Mr. Curvels. That guy is a nice guy. Gives us limited amount of homework. Yet fair. It's still fair. Treats us as we're equals. He's overall one of my favorite teachers. Keep it real.
I like Mr. Chismar because whenever I say hi to him, he says hi back.
I like Mr. Dempsey because he makes class fun and listens to me complain.
Thanks, Mr. Duquin, for teaching me all about the environment and what I can do to help our planet and live sustainably.
Thank you, Mr. Dunn, for making history fun.
Thank you, Mr. Fondulis, for being the best class teacher ever and making a really hard subject easier to learn. I'm going to miss hearing stories about Coco and seeing all your family photos from your trips.
I like Mr. Gardner because he's really nice. He's been a basketball coach and that's little. He's a cool guy.
I had Mr. Glynn for one term. He was a really good guy, connected with the students very well. He knew what he was doing as a teacher, and that's why he's one of my favorite teachers in the school.
You know, Mr. Guggen's a great guy. He's always around making his presence known. He's helping people out. As the dean, you know, it's cool. He's got two names, Dean and Chris. It's pretty awesome. You know, he's always around helping kids out. He's really understanding, which is kind of big for students.
Mr. Humphrey was such a great teacher and always motivated me to do my best. Thank you, Mr. Humphrey.
Thank you, Mr. Kafka, for investing your time in teaching us about America's history and making it fun for the students.
Thank you, Mr. Maine, for all your help this year. You have been very nice, and I will miss you next year.
It's been really great having Mr. Moriarty as my student council advisor these past 4 years. He's been a very good friend, but also a role model, and it's not going to be the same without him when I do student government in college.
I like Mr. Nolan because he taught me a bunch about baseball, working out, and he's just a great guy overall. Great gym teacher, you know, always working out in the weight room. And for CSL, I did this thing with him, and he's just the man. So yeah.
Thanks, Mr. Rogers, for teaching us the values of life.
I like Mr. Rowell because he's a very good coach and he's very funny, and he can also always put a smile on my face.
Mr. Rosen was such a good teacher. He always helped me understand the material that I didn't know. Thank you, Mr. Rosen.
Mr. Ryan's the best culinary teacher.
Thank you, Mr. Seelig, for all you do for the math department and helping me that one time when I was struggling with my math problem. Your hard work doesn't go unnoticed.
I think Mr. Stifler is a very good teacher because he always like explains the lesson. And even if you need to talk to him, he's always free to talk. And plus, he's a pretty funny teacher, and he's an easy grader too.
Mr. Swinart is a great guy. He helps out the athletic department in so many different ways, and you know, he loves his Dr. Pepper, and I wish he'd share with us every once in a while.
Thank you, Mr. Skustak, for being so understanding, energetic, and funny.
Thank you, Mr. Simonak, because your selfies rock my world.
Thank you, Mrs. Allen, for making Office Options such a good start to my day. You really made it fun and enjoyable.
I've loved having Mrs. Bianchi as my SEEK advisor throughout high school. I'm so happy she introduced me to such a great program. SEEK will never be the same without her.
Thank you, Mrs. Boyce, for being so nice and let us use your library.
I'm glad Mrs. Bradley is our nurse. She is very nice and good at her job.
Thank you, Ms. Brunel, for being so kind and caring to all your students.
Since it's Teacher Appreciation Week, I just want to do a shout out to Miss Burns. Thank you so much, and I appreciate everything you do. I remember the first day of freshman year when I popped my head around the corner and I was wicked nervous, and you helped me through everything. You're the only person here I can run to about anything. You know me and trust me with everything, and you push me through the ups and downs of the roller coasters of my life. I just wanted to say thank you, and you've been a huge impact on my life. Thanks for being you.
Thank you, Ms. Kerrigan, for being the best guidance counselor and helping me out with the college process.
Mrs. Curtis is a great math teacher, and she's been helpful with all the students. She takes her time, and she seems to really care about what she does in her job.
Miss Dempsey is an awesome Spanish teacher. She made learning Spanish fun since freshman year.
Mrs. Etkin, because of her hard work and dedication for our Tea Club. We put on a lot of events, and she tries really hard to make them successful.
Ms. Garrett is an amazing guidance counselor. She helped me throughout the entire college admissions process, and I wouldn't have been able to do it without her. She made it a lot easier on me.
Miss Gentile is the nicest teacher out there. She made it fun to go to her class every single day. She made history interesting, and I want to thank you for your hard work. Thank you.
Miss Horkey is really nice because anytime I had a class in the computer lab across from her classroom, she'd like come with a bucket of candy and give us candy, and it was really nice.
Miss Horton's probably like the greatest and nicest person in the world, and also like the school wouldn't be able to run without her, and she even does the morning announcements for us officers.
So funny. Thank you, Miss I, for being such a compassionate English teacher. Everyone here enjoys what you do. You're very thorough with your work, and I love that you're able to stay after any day of the week.
Thank you, Miss Nelson, for everything you've done for DECA and mock trial over the last 4 years. You've really made a difference in this school, and all the students appreciate it.
Ms. Ortega is my favorite teacher because she always offers extra help. She cares about her students. She always makes sure we understand what we're learning, and she keeps us happy during class.
Miss Selig's great. She really cares about everyone. She tries to help everything, every problem you have. She's always there for people. She's just amazing, and I love her.
Thank you, Miss Smith, for always being there for your students and being the best teacher ever.
Thank you to Miss Hargo for all you do for Best Buddies.
Thank you, Miss Stegrich, for making geometry easy and fun to learn, and for always helping and supporting me.
Thank you, Miss Martino, for being so nice and fun and making math fun.
Miss Babby played a big role in planning our senior night, and it came out really well, and we all really appreciated it.
Miss Pazette is one of the most hardest working and caring person in the school. She works as hard and she really cares about us.
I love Miss Condon because when I see her, her smile brightens up my day.
Misty
Go ahead.
being with me as she's awesome.
To sister, you have been such a great help, and I'm like blown away by how nice and generous you are.
Thank you, Mr. Rosas, for being such a nice teacher. I understand a lot of stuff clearly, and before you came, I had a hard time understanding stuff, and you made this a lot better. Thanks.
Ms. Finn is definitely the nicest teacher in the school, and she is a great teacher also. She prepares us very well for the exams with our guided readings every night, and she's just great to be around and fun class to have with her.
Ms. Galambos is such a loving and caring person. She makes me smile every day, and I just want to thank her for being such an amazing teacher.
Thank you, Mrs. Lope, for making biology easy to understand and super fun.
I like Miss Julia because she's really funny and teaches a lot of good life lessons that I'll use in the future.
Mrs. Hodges was nice. She says hi to me all the time and always. She organizes, she gives out candy, she's just very kind.
Thank you, Miss Dalton, for being such a great teacher. We're gonna miss you when you're gone.
I appreciate Miss Jones because she's a very funny and intellectual teacher as well. She's able to mix putting humor and really interesting facts about what she teaches together in a classroom environment that's really friendly, and I like being in it.
Miss Lane, she's a great teacher. She connects with everyone. She cares about everyone. She stays after till 6 every night to make sure everyone knows the subjects that we're going over. She comes up with creative ways to make sure everyone understands everything.
Thank you, Ms. Medeiros, for making gym and health so much fun in high school.
Miss Lytle is an awesome teacher, and I'm so glad I took her class this trimester because it turned out to be one of my favorite classes.
Miss Marr has helped me so much for these 4 years. She's given me access to like every piece of media I could have wanted. She's let me participate in Art Stars, which is pretty amazing to me, and I've gotten to make about 4 murals for the school, which is pretty awesome. And she wrote me a fabulous recommendation letter, which is just amazing. So thank you, Ms. Martin.
Thanks, Miss Martin, for putting up with all my shenanigans and playing some bomb music while we're taking our tests. You're the best health teacher and gym teacher I've ever had.
Mrs. Mann is really helpful and nice. If I couldn't get something in math, she showed me a different way to get it and get through it. And I know a lot of kids like me appreciate that because now I get math. Really nice and appreciated.
Miss Mooney was one of my favorite teachers. I had a great time in seminar with her. She was always very nice. She helped me when I needed it. She was very thoughtful.
Thank you, Ms. Monroe, for always caring about my mental and physical well-being.
Miss Nickel, thanks for everything that you do, and thanks for helping me expand my love for math.
I think Miss Plant's very nice because she gave me a bunch of cough drops today. Thanks.
Mrs. Snailites is the nicest teacher, and she's the easiest to talk to.
Okay, so Mrs. Sellard is just like, she's a great teacher. She's always helping me. She's always holding my back. She's always with me. She's the best teacher someone can have.
Hi, Miss Thomas. Thank you so much for being such an amazing coach and teacher. You'll never know how much it meant to me coming in as a freshman to have the safety and security of someone who could tell me how school was going to go and what to expect. It made me feel really comfortable coming in as a freshman. And you were always such an amazing Spanish teacher, so thank you.
I love Miss Marwin because, well, she helped me with my math and biology. She likes me.
Miss Washer is a good helping job coach.
Okay, so I just wanted to say that Lexi is literally the nicest person that you'll ever meet, and the entire sports community appreciates her so much, and she just doesn't know how amazing she is, that she helps everybody no matter what the problem is, and she'll always be there.
Mrs. Wilkins is a really hard worker. She has great things for Sean. She's an awesome mom, and she's super nice.
Miss Patterson is definitely one of the greatest science teachers I've ever had. She's so passionate about what she teaches, and she really awakens a passion of science in all of her students, and it's great. So thank you, Miss Patterson, for all that you do.
I miss Caruso for Intro to Trig, and she has become one of my favorite teachers because not only did she help me excel in her class, but she made her classroom feel like another home by teaching me how to make smoothies or just being someone I could talk to, so thank you.
Merci to Mrs. Alawadi for literally being the best friend of everybody that takes French and for making French class and French National Honor Society a très bien experience.
Thank you, Miss Donovan, for always being nice and saying hi in the hallway.
Thank you, Miss McGuire, for helping me figure out my future with CSL.
I had Miss Hill for freshman English, and she is now one of my favorite teachers of all time. She is always there to offer help and to talk to, no matter how busy she is. So much of who I have developed into as a writer has stemmed from her, so thank you for absolutely everything.
I've had Miss Scott since freshman year, and she's been my favorite teacher. She's really involved with the school and invested in her students, and she makes AP Bio a blast.
I love going to Miss Medeiros' class every day. I love having her as one of the SAT advisors, and I love seeing how passionate she is about everything she does. I can't wait to work with her next year.
Thank you, Miss Madigan, for being the loudest supporter in the room.
So Miss Sayers, she's honestly the best teacher ever. She's helped me so much all throughout from freshman to senior year.
Miss Matheson has helped me when I've been down and has been there when I needed someone to talk to. She's really nice.
I like Miss Sketcher because she's nice and kind, and she helped me cover my book freshman year.
Thank you, Mr. Davidson, for making me enjoy history class sophomore year and bringing me on an amazing trip to Europe. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Fontaine, Miss Keeman, and Mr. Allen. We appreciate your work so much. You do so much for the school, and we would be nothing without you. Thank you very much.
I like Mr. Wallen because he's a great teacher and he's really dedicated to his job. Happy Staff Appreciation